review because you're just aware of you playing stupid.
Right.
But
right,
I played enough to where I actually forgot to save the replay code of the Tracer game I wanted to do. So we'll just do that.
But it's also awkward with like the reset and everything. So did you want to start with the first code or second code? I can't remember.
We'll do the first code.
First code. All right.
Because the second code is embarrassing.
Perfect. All right. Is this all Soj?
Mostly. I play mostly Sojourn. Yeah. We'll just do Sojourn for this one.
New hog, juicy.
Yeah, I don't think he stays hog for long.
Alrighty. So, anything that you've been working on recently, or any specific questions with this character?
Honestly, now that I think patience, because I've noticed. So what ends up happening is I get to like Diamond 3, and then I play insecure.
Yeah.
I get in my head like, oh, my teammates think I suck, or I can't do this with this hero. I have to play like some easy hero that I'm not actually good with, and I end up dropping out of plat, and then I destroy plat.
Right.
I go back and forth.
Right.
And what ends up happening is I will, like, especially in plat, but even sometimes in diamond, I will go on like this crazy streak of just dominance. And because of that, sometimes in games that the team is starting to struggle, I'll try to play the hero.
Yeah.
And I did that in lacrosse as well. And when you try to play the hero, you end up making way too risky plays and stupid plays, trying to make something happen, and pretty much cost your team the team fight. So just holding me, I'm trying to be aware of that self-consciously. And I'm trying to be more patient with Sojourn. Because I do think sometimes I do play a little over aggressive. Sojourn, in my opinion, excels with taking your time, building that rail, most of the time from just farming the tank, and looking for the right moment to click ahead. And I don't normally look for that headshot. I try to find a squishy that's vulnerable. I don't necessarily wait for that. I try to use the full charge rail as much as possible, but I feel like body shots when they're vulnerable is the way to go for the most part. So
okay, sure. I think there needs to be a balance, right, where you need to have confidence in yourself to be able to perform, so that you don't play cowardly, chicken out, play scared, give too much respect, and then also you don't need to be disrespecting the opponents too. Because, like, honest question for you: when you were playing on Patreon games this past weekend, what was your mindset? Did you have any mindset? Did you just go in and play, or what?
Well, like, compared to the first time I did it, I was super nervous and super worried that I'd play bad. So I was, because I was playing insecure, so that I don't even know what I was doing. But the second time I was like, look, it's just for fun.
Sure.
So I wasn't worried about it. So I think because of that, I was just playing my game, and I feel like I played really well for the most part. So
I think you did pretty well as well. And that's why I asked, because you were, honestly, you were this lower SR player in the lobby for the most part. I think the average SR of the lobbies there were some plat players in there too, but for the most part, the lobby was like high diamond, low masters between and they were grandmaster and they were top 500 players that you were playing versus as well. And you didn't seem like too disrespected, right? You didn't seem to care too much, and I think you did fine. You need to try and bring that mentality. You know what I'm saying? You need to try and bring that mentality into your ranked games. Just because it's a number on your screen,
I personally think that in a perfect world where I just have good mental 90% of the time and limit the insecurity part, I think I'd be in Masters. I personally believe it's just mental that's preventing me from getting that.
I would agree with that.
I may be wrong, but
no, I'd agree with that. But the thing with that is when people talk about mental, is it's not just about the games that you choke; it's about the games that you waste. So in other words, if you're like, I could be Masters if I was performing at my best. Well, nobody ever consistently performs at the best. Not even the best players in the world. But if when you get to Diamond 3 or whatever, you start to get all up in your head, every single game after that is a wasted practice. It's not only are you performing worse, you're not even practicing. You might as well not even be playing the game at that point. And that's why you're not masters, right? That's why you're not masters,
I did that last night.
Right? There's a large portion of your games where you're just literally you're building bad habits, or you're not even playing at all. And so of course you're going to struggle to get to masters with that. So it's like I think try to remember to bring that mentality from the Patreon games, where like you're playing literally in Masters 4, Masters 3 lobbies, the equivalent of, right? And yet you're playing fine. So do that. Bring that kind of energy into that. You weren't like giving too much respect. You weren't giving too little respect. You played. You made mistakes. Obviously, you had bad games. You had good games, but it wasn't like there was this extreme variance mentality-wise that you were talking about.
Yeah.
And
I think I went like 10-3 the entire day. So
sure. So it's like I just think just remind yourself that a competitive game is just practice. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's just a drill. And you need to go into those games and remind yourself to be calm, and then giving yourself something specific to practice. So we'll give you something specific to practice.
Amazing. Excited.
Nice. There's not a whole lot to say here, obviously. It's just, farm rail. One instantly on this stupid hog, and then,
Dude, I told my friends that if they're not playing tank themselves, or they're not grouped up with the tank, you may want to wait a couple days.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not a blame your teammates type person, but there is an increased risk of variability.
That's the thing, is it's like the variability doesn't mean that you're going to lose SR or gain SR. It's all going to equal out, but it might mean that you have less fun during those up and downs.
Well, because it's such a short time frame with the hog thing, actually, theoretically, on a math and statistic basis, there is a increased risk of
up or down,
like have a bad streak the next 2 days, because it's like flipping a coin.
Yeah, there's more of a risk of it.
10 times, it's not going to equal 50%.
Sure, but there's more of a risk of gaining SR or losing SR. So either way, it's going to be there's going to be some variance. I would agree with that. Yeah.
No, you're good. Irrelevant.
No, you're good, bro. You're good.
I did warn you in the.
I
talk a lot.
You did. No, that's okay. I like students who talk a lot. The more you talk, the less I have to talk. So it's good. This disruptor shot is okay. I want you to like give attention to what you're doing here, because it's like you kind of throw your disruptor shot and just look away, but ultimately it ends up not quite doing what you wanted it to do. It's an important ability. Give it a little bit of thought here. Like even like right now, if you were to throw it on the hog or throw it at your feet so the tracer had to disengage, or even throwing it at the Torb, or even just looking at the Moira, shooting her and throwing where she's faded, or throwing at the Kiriko. Like I just think like, it's literally like 5-6 different uses for that disruptor shot that have kind of gone to waste here. So I want to be very. Go ahead.
I do want to point out that that's actually, I'm glad you brought that up. That's something that I've been consciously aware of and like practicing. And I don't think this is one of those games, but I've actually been like proud of the way I've been using disruptor shot.
Good.
In general. So
good. Okay. I mean, that's one of those things like where you're going to have a bad disruptor shot here and there, but if overall you've improved, then that's good. This is messy. So let's talk about this. So I think here, you're building a rail. There's a little bit of awkward downtime there. The disruptor shot's pretty reasonable. You see that your rail is charged. You go in for a kill. I don't mind this. You just need to be calm and hit the shot.
Yeah,
that's it.
I think I hit that 9 out of 10 times.
That's all right,
to be honest. But I could say that.
Sure. Okay. Let's. Whenever you go in for an aggressive play like that, you need to make it work. If it doesn't work, that's okay. Try again. But yeah.
All me.
Yep. The goat. Absolute goat. Nice. It is actually unreal how easy Hog is to play versus with this character.
Oh, yeah.
You build rails so fast, and you do so much damage to him, too. Like, it's like actually, like, it's the worst of both worlds for him, really.
And when I saw what Maga was going to be, I was like,
oh, yeah.
Watering in the mouth as a Sojourn Tracer main.
Now, I'm curious here. Why are you not... You have a Mercy Pocket. Your team is relatively around you. Why aren't you doing any damage here? Like, even peeking a little bit here. Like, obviously, you need to play the cover very tightly here, but you should... I mean, this Hog is walking up in the middle of nowhere. There's a Torb turret there. There's a Kiriko there. It's kind of like you're not engaged here. You see this?
Yeah, I think it's because I know that I'm just trying to. I remember like what I was thinking. I was trying to make sure I knew what the enemy team was doing, and I didn't want to bring too much attention to myself because I thought they were going to rotate over that high ground on that side, and I wanted them because I have my ult. I wanted them to open up into my sight lines and then ult, so they wouldn't be able to escape.
Sure, but I would like you to be. I want pressure from you as often as it's available.
Okay.
As long as it doesn't mean that you're pushing up completely by yourself, but you're not. You have a mercy pocket. Your Ana can see you. Your Genji's pushed up, and your Diva's with you. It's time to fight. It's time to do damage. Safely play cover, play corner, peek this. But it's you even with a lot like I think you're. Here's what it is. Here's what it is. All right, you have a math problem, 1 + 1, and you're going, yeah, but what does 1 + 1 really mean? You know what I'm saying? So like we have to think about the ramifications. And you're like, no, shut up. Just what's 1 + 1? like you're overthinking this really. Like I think you have a sight line, do damage. You're not breaking timing. You're not breaking the line. You're not standing out in the open. You're not peeking a Widowmaker. Like those are all things that are important to consider, but none of them are relevant.
See, and then I had 4 ult.
Right, and then you ult, but you don't even know what you're shooting besides Tracer now.
Yeah, so what actually happens here is my headset dies. So I can't hear where anyone is, and it's a wasted ult because of that. I'm just panicking here.
Yeah, but I think that even goes back to your early peaking where you just didn't know where people were. You know, like you weren't putting up pre-pressure. And so like if you're putting out pressure here and damaging, you will have a read of the battlefield to know when you need to press Q. So you're very focused on, okay, Tracer. But you have no freaking idea where anybody is besides this Tracer is right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we're overclocking a Torb turret. You know, that's kind of a red flag. So
overclock, I've gotten better, a lot more consistent with it. I used to talk to my friends like, yeah, honestly, overclock. We're playing with 4 ults here, but now I feel like 65% of the time I get value from it.
Yeah, I mean,
it is a difficult ult. So
it's a difficult mechanical ult, but it's I would say, very, very, very high value ceiling ultimate. Whereas as you improve with your positioning, as you improve with your mechanics, it's an ultimate it's like pulse bomb, right? Where it gets really quite good as you get better and better. Primal Rage, that kind of a thing, right? Where it's
you use all my pulse bombs.
Yeah, it's
amazing. Obviously.
Yeah, that's true. I did literally perfect, 100% attach rate. So
yeah. I actually have like a high 30% attach rate with pulse.
That's pretty good. Especially at your ring. Disruptor shot is war crimey. You had no idea what was even there. I mean, it ends up getting a little value on the hog, but obviously it's like one of the circumstances where just wait. Just walk out, start shooting, see what you see, then use it.
Yeah.
There's no rush.
Now I'm kind of annoyed I did this one because I was hoping I'd have a Sojourn game where you'd be proud.
But see, that's your confidence speaking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know I know you're a good player. I've played versus you. Thanks. I've spectated you. You're a good player. You know that. Like it's not even like even from a statistical standpoint. If you hit diamond, I think you should be considered a good player, like statistically in terms of the percentage. So you know you're a good player, right? Mm-hmm. You don't always feel like it because everything is relative, right? You always know that I could be doing better. I have bad days with this grandmaster players that are way better than me. I mean, how do you think I feel, right? Like I know a lot about the game, but I can't play it. So this isn't, you know, and I know you would never send in an ego VOD here, but don't regret sending in a VOD where things are a little shaky here and there, right?
Yeah, we lose both the replay code games.
But don't think about the win or loss. Think about your own performance, right? Because you could send an ego VOD where you lose. You know, I played personally with Team Trolled, but this is fine. Like even your disruptor shots, you're like, well, I feel like my disruptor shots are usually not this bad. Yes, but if there's still games where they're this bad, it still needs to be practiced, right? You know, it's like here's what it is. All right, you're gonna go to the gym. You want to get stronger. You show up and you work at the gym for a few months. You come back. You do a strength test on your quadriceps or your chest or whatever. You will be stronger. But you're also not going to have a perfectly strong body. It takes a lot of time. So I'm going to say, hey, great job. You've had a couple of good disruptor shots here. I'm sure they've gotten better, but this still is a point of practice, right?
Yeah. And for context, real quick, this is a master's lobby.
Yeah. I like the angle here. A little awkward with the disruptor shots, but you're getting good distraction value, getting good M1 value. Love to see it. of the reviving bug. Replay viewers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
There's been a couple
bug,
times where I because I like saving clips. I'm like,
yeah.
I was revived here.
No.
I didn't know there was a bug.
It's a visual bug. It's a visual bug. Now,
okay.
I'm gonna be respectful here. I'm not gonna be respectful. Get the frick off of cart, mate.
Okay.
Get off of cart. Do you see how chaotic this is? This is terrible.
Yeah.
This is terrible. You should be shooting this tracer, just totally smoking a peace pipe up here, right? And then also be able to shoot Torbjorn or anybody else that walks out. Get off of cart.
Yeah.
Terrible. It just tracer just ruins everybody.
I respectfully disagree. I think you're wrong.
Disrespectfully disagree. Disrespectfully.
We can skip the soldier.
Yeah, back on the Sojourn
stuff.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. We're back on the grind here.
So we don't get point.
Okay.
Oh, well, wait, we do. But I was confused from another game.
There's a lot of. I notice this a lot. You have a lot of downtime with your weapon because you're looking around. You see this?
Yeah. Okay.
Is this you're unsure on scouting if you think there's a tracer flanking you or what?
I mean, in this specific scenario, it's most likely beginning of the round. I'm not sure where the enemy team set up. That's a good flanking position. I just want to make sure.
All right.
I won't be, but I do know I do that a lot. In general, that's about.
I'm noticing that. Right, even when we were talking about when you were not shooting them as they rotated up on the second point attack, right? And then there was even a point in time when you were here and you kind of paused for a second and then threw your disrupt. It was like the Matrix moment. You know what I'm saying? But right now, you should have enough. You should be able to press tab right now and know. Oh, hey. Everybody's here. Even if you were just to look here, you would see all 5 people here, even from your current position.
Yeah.
So
weren't we on offense last round? Or is this overtime? This is overtime.
Yeah, this is overtime.
Okay.
No, this is overtime. We skipped all the soldier tracer stuff. So
they rolled us, as you can see.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. That is an unbelievable time count.
Yeah.
I like the positioning here. Like the angle. Obviously, very important that you maintain that uptime so that you don't lose your rail. Obviously, a little bit of an unfortunate. See, even here, it's okay, this is okay, I guess. No rush with the disruptor shot. Right? So just take a second, aim it. Just quick quarter of a second.
I tried doing the tech where you stand.
Yeah. The bounce. Yeah, it's all right. Risky, but it's not like you're going to get dove after using this. So as long as you end in cover, which you did, it's okay. Right? Nice job. Scary, but reasonable. Woohoo! Biffed. If that had been me, I would have killed you easily. Eyes closed. Not missed a single rail. I mean, you played for some. You know the type of mechanical freak I am.
Yeah, your Genji is.
Okay, look, buddy. That was definitely the latency, man.
It's funny. I know that's an inside joke, but I literally have never seen you play Genji.
My Genji was good back in the day. I would say back in 2018. I was low masters, but it's been a point of joking because I don't play it at all, and so I get super rusty. Even here, what are you doing? Do damage. You're full HP. Even just shooting the Winston bubble here, right? Or the Winston, right? It's odd. It feels like there's are you 80-80 strafing his shots? Maybe waiting for him not to peak? I'm honestly not too sure.
I do this in overtime. I don't trust my team. I'm gonna make sure that I'm on cart.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times in transitions like this, I've noticed that and that doesn't mean I'm not making a mistake.
No,
I
understand.
Transition times, a lot of people like to push up, and I'm not going to be the one to see.
Yeah. But for every single fight that you lose because somebody C9s, you're losing 3 or 4 more because you just freaking do no damage.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're right. It's a bad habit.
It's strange. I feel like this is the 4th time, maybe even the 5th, where it felt like you just weren't doing any damage at all. And there was I felt like there was a different reason for each. So I don't know, something to keep an eye on. I'm not saying always be doing damage by yourself. But like if there's a fight going, you need to be doing damage. I don't care if it's on Ryan's shield because they have a Widowmaker. If they don't have Widowmaker, then peek the tank or peek the DPS or something. But it's just it's odd.
I'm actually glad you're mentioning this because I have noticed and been very confused about my damage numbers at the end of games. I'll have high limbs, high final blows, but the other DPS will have like 10k damage, and I'll have like 4,500.
Yeah. I mean, it might be. I mean, the stats are always a hard read. It might be that you're smarter. Too. Yeah, it might be that you don't shoot tank as much. Like you look for more squishes, which is often a good thing. But yeah, it's strange, especially with a character like this. It's always strange with a character like this, where like you need to build that rail, like to where like this fight is starting, and you're just now building a rail.
Yeah,
like that's insanity. So instead of like picking at you here, what should you have done?
From the start,
from right now,
rotated to the left.
Yes,
taking the high ground.
If even that, maybe just even take the angle here, right?
Okay, yeah.
I think the only problem with left is what's the problem with this positioning? It's often a good spot, but what's the problem with it right now?
I can't shoot anyone.
Well, you could,
and I'm by myself.
You're by yourself, right? It's an angle, but it's an angle without any sort of heal support whatsoever. So just take a more conservative angle. You could shoot the Winston here. You could shoot him here. You could even even if you want to sit on a freaking cart and shoot the Winston or shoot the Torb. I don't care. Whatever. Go for it. Just do damage.
I don't know why I was hugging it.
Right? Just do damage. Do damage. There you are. Nice. Like, there you go.
Yeah, there was a 400 IQ play.
There was a 400 IQ play.
Sitting on cards because I knew the Torb was going to be
yeah, see. My bad. All right. This is where you probably could take top. Yeah.
I'm about to.
Uh-huh. There you go. Super shot's pretty good. I don't think I would drop. I think you were kind of worried about C9 there, but I get it.
No, I knew I could punish the Winton.
Gotcha.
I'm a Winston main, so I'm very very conscious of when he messes up.
I see. Okay. All right. Think of an angle. You're thinking about it. I like it. Great. I like it.
I'm gonna be interested of what you say here because I'm about to die.
Well, I like this position. You have a slide. You have cover.
And I'm about to have ult, but I die with ult. I think we win if I don't die.
That's so strange. You're doing it again.
Yeah, I know.
You're not. It's not. It's like you treat every like Torbjorn like he's a Widowmaker.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and even
ironic. It's ironic that you say that, but go ahead.
Okay. You're about to get sniped by Torbjorn. But even here, like even if you don't want to peek Torb until you build rail, okay, fine. He's overloading. He's headshotting. Okay, then shoot bubble.
Okay.
It's weird, and so you build like 40 rail, and then just not only do no damage, but lose your entire rail. You see that? It's gone.
Yeah.
Strange. And so then here it's like then you peek the Winston but you're standing out in the open now, and so you're getting distracted by tanks.
Get a headshot and then jump.
Yeah, it's a bit of a positional misplay in terms of like I like the angle, I don't like the lack of cover usage, but again it comes back to like that damage uptime where you have these odd lapses in focus or something where you don't do anything for a period of time. And I'm curious.
I feel like I've noticed that I do that a lot when I have ult, but maybe I don't. Maybe I do it in general. But
could be just something to keep an eye on. I think it is going to be hard for you to keep an eye on it, but I do think it would be beneficial. Like right here, I understand not doing anything right now. Yeah, I mean it's a Widow, right? It's scary. I get it. But even here, you need to be asking yourself, can I peek something that's not Widow? Right?
I usually take this spot with Sojourn when there's a Widow.
Yeah, this is smart. You could also hold the angle here. There's all sorts of things. This makes sense. You shouldn't die here. Your team is peeking with you. I have no idea what is doing.
They're throwing my games, obviously.
Okay. That was something. There's strategy in there. I know it. We just have to keep looking for it. Disruptor shot idea was fine, but awful placement.
You're the one that
a little bit of ego there. Okay. This is good. So still here, I think you need to be so attentive to like doing damage. You keep peeking.
Because I could have gotten rail and headshot the Widow.
Right. So even look at it here, right? So you're 37 ammo, 26 ammo, and then for some reason just decide to reload even though there's a Orisa standing right in front of you.
Yeah.
Right? So then you're slowing down your rail. You disrupt a shot, but you miss it. You shoot a little bit. There's a Widow. You rush the rail a little bit, but whatever. You stop shooting here. Still not shooting. You could be peeking this Ana. You could be peeking this Widow. You could also be rotating out this way. You see this?
Yeah.
And peeking this
here.
That
would have been the right move to rotate at that moment.
And then shoot. Slide out to here. Something along those lines. But then now it's obviously scary because you don't have rail. You don't have disrupt a shot. There's nothing really to shoot without peeking the Widowmaker. All right, and then now you're screwed. So yeah, okay.
Yeah, I told my team, I was like, yeah, I waited to, I should have rotated much earlier.
It happens. Oopsies. A little bit calmer with the disruptor shot. I know it looks cool, but there's no real rush for it.
Looking cool, hitting the disruptor shot. I'd rather look
right, sure. This is all fine. I think it's just like high risk, high reward crap. You know, you try not to peek the Widow. You had to go for the touch. I think it was all right. Okay, let's keep going. Yes. Damage. Okay, now slide, find an angle, hit a rail. Or just do this too. This works too. Don't let it drop. Don't lose it. Ah! No.
I will say I am aware of that. I just,
okay.
I thought I could get back and do damage.
That's okay. At least you're aware of it. Good disruptor shot. Really nice disruptor shot. Don't like the drop here. So here, just drop the disruptor shot and then keep peeking. You know what I'm saying? Peek the Ana, peek this, because especially now there's no Widow. So because you drop right into Kitsune. Really scary. And you didn't need to be there to be able to shoot the Torbjorn, if that makes any sense. Even here, like there's no point dropping when you could just do the exact same thing from here, right? I know the shots are a little bit more awkward, but the risk increase is so significant. It's just not worth it.
Well, isn't it easier to hit headshots when you're on the high ground shooting at low ground?
Well, there's the hitbox has more head, yes.
Yeah, okay.
But there's also like it's like a 3-dimensional aiming kind of an issue, right? Where like it's a little bit, but it's also harder for them to shoot you too. So you know it's kind of the trade-off. It's just in general like you're in the middle of like this is total chaos, right?
I messed up my slide there. I was trying to get the high ground.
No, right, and I get that, but you shouldn't even be here in the first place, I guess.
Yeah.
Like this feels so chaotic. Okay, let's go.
I get the Mercy. Saves my booty there, obviously.
Fat finger?
Yes. So I actually switched keyboards because my other one broke, and this one has big keys. And I'm so annoyed that happened. Because
my favorite part about this is you just lock eyes with that Torbjorn turret, and you're like, all right, let's go, bucko.
Yeah, I'm gonna solo ult the Torb turret, man.
Listen, buddy, I have freaking had enough of your crap. That's okay. This
is dumb, but I was like,
I mean, I understand. You're like,
I use an ult. I gotta try to do something.
Yeah. I got you. Okay, that's all right. It's not the end of the world. Love the position. Yeah. Okay, position was good. Honestly, positioning was okay if you'd had slide. And I think it's a little bit unfortunate that he like yeets. I mean, that far. Like, I mean, honestly, I don't even think this is that bad. It's just a little bit unlucky. Position good here. Good trying the rail. Disruptor shot this if you want to. That's unfortunate, but you force her off the high ground, so we take it. Now you have the high ground. Because that's the other thing with disruptor shot. It's like you're not just searching for tickies. You also want it to, if you're not going to get the tickies, you want it to do something for you positionally, right? Yeah. If the tracer has to leave because you disruptor shot, but you do no damage with it, that's still fine.
Yeah. I know that. That's why I did it.
Right. I mean, kind of that's why you did it, right? I mean, you forced her off. I definitely think that was the intention. I think my only problem here is this is just a little bit of silly positioning where like you're here, just hold the corner here and keep shooting the Kiriko off, and you don't need to be walking into her because now you're like, oh, hey, you know, and now you're on the floor.
She can deke me in the head and I have nowhere to go.
And this obviously is like total chaos because, you know, positioning is not so good. Retake high ground though is good. Disruptor shot this if you want to. Wow, they are midding here. I guess it's good for you guys, because I'm not going to win this. Okay. Winnable. Obviously, they've got double support ult, which is a little bit unfortunate, but good damage here.
This is really unfortunate because you'll see.
Okay, so this is all fine, though. Now, you need to get to cover, though. So I might even... Don't drop the card. Don't drop the card. Don't drop the card. Don't drop it. See, you're not trusting your team. You need to trust your team. And if you need to touch at the last possible second.
Okay.
It's a great shot, but you cannot be here.
Okay.
You're totally naked. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, this fight was, I wouldn't say winnable, but it was, okay, it was winnable. It probably wasn't won, but like you had a chance there to do a little bit more damage, maybe pick the Ana off. And then all of a sudden this fight is, again, like there's a chance that you win this. Like you could get the Ana, you disengage, grab the Mega, they'll push you, you'll die, but you'll die a lot later. They won't push the card as much. There's a chance. There's a chance.
And I'm at 93% to ult.
Exactly, exactly. Okay, so let's wrap this up. So Sojourn. Big thing for you is just getting into the game, treating it like Patreon games or whatever, and just playing. You know what I'm saying? Not worrying as much about your performance. Just play the freaking game. Okay. But for Sojourn, like specific feedback, things that you need to be thinking about. What do you got?
My uptime.
Okay. Uptime.
Like I keep on like not shooting when I should be shooting.
Right.
I'm always like looking around, scouting, trying to, like when I was on the high ground, when I end up having to slide off because of the Widow, I'm constantly shooting a little bit, going backwards, shooting a little bit. And then when we got that first point in the first round, right before I killed the Torb, I'm kind of sitting there doing nothing.
Yep. Yep. Okay. That's a big one. What else? Disruptor shot.
Just disruptor shot. That's always going to be something to improve on and work on.
I think for you, it's not just like fix your disruptor shot, but like I want you to just calm down a little bit with it. Just take a second before you use it. Don't be in a rush to use it because you're really only going to be able to use it once per fight anyway. At least once per relevant brawl phase. So just let it. Don't rush it. Just wait for it and use it. Wait for it. Use it.
Don't like drop down from high ground.
Positioning, maintain good angles, cover. Don't drop in the middle of nowhere without a good reason.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions?
No. I think all that makes sense.
All right. Well, maybe